Hello and welcome to Tabletop Cinema. For those of you that are new to the show, what we do is we review clips from movies, TV shows, and the occasional video game, and determine what we think the mechanics and roles that would be needed on a tabletop in order for the scenes to play out. I'm your host, Josh McGinnis, and we have with us, as always, members from the Dungeon Studios team. Let's head over and see who we got with us tonight. Tonight, we are joined by one of our social media artists here, Christine Coolin. How you doing?
Hello.
Good to have you. Next up, Mr. Content, Sean Carroll. How you doing tonight?
Good. Hello and welcome everybody. It's a pleasure to have you.
All right, man. Well, full blast as always. I love it. All right, next up, we have a special guest with us tonight. One of the greatest DMs that I know, Russell Kirkby. You can check out some of his content over at RKDM on YouTube. He's got some great D&D fundamental videos. Also on Rollstream on Twitch. He has a channel over there as well where he streams the Veingate Chronicles. How you doing tonight, Russell?
Excellent, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm coming at you all the way from New Zealand.
Ooh, all right, man. And next up, we have our developmental director here at Dungeon Studios, TJ Strickland.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello, Poppy.
It's wonderful to see you again.
Next up, one of our writers here at Dungeon Studios, Todd Rucktischel. What's up, bud?
Salve, esne bona.
Yep, exactly. All right, guys. So, brought you here tonight to review some cool clips. We got a little bit of stuff from Blade. Let's see. We got... where's my list at? We got a Maleficent curse scene that we're going to play. And we also have a fight scene, the Hound versus the Mountain. So, first up is a scene from Blade 2. Has everybody here seen Blade 2?
Yes.
Christine, I see you shaking your head no. You have not seen Blade 2?
Nope.
Any of the Blades?
No.
I've seen Blade 1. I've seen the first one.
Okay.
I believe Blade is... I don't know if it's the first R-rated Marvel movie, like, based off the characters that was rated R, that was made. I can't think of anything else.
Okay. All right. Todd, what's your experience with Blade?
It's mixed. It's not quite the comic book. They're good popcorn movies.
Okay.
They're good vampire movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, TJ?
Oh, what's cool about the Blade franchise in general is that they made so much at the box office that they pretty much kick-started the comic book movie scene that we have today. If it weren't for the Blade movies, the X-Men movies wouldn't have come out, all the other comic book movies that built into what it is today would not have happened without Blade. And let's face it, Wesley Snipes did a fantastic job as Blade.
He was
Dude.
a badass Blade, absolutely.
I heard it said that Wesley Snipes stayed in character like throughout the whole shoot. He just stayed in character. He never left character like the whole time.
Really?
What?
I heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's sort of method acting that Jared Leto has been pulling lately, and perhaps, I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, cool.
It'd be hilarious.
TJ, I absolutely agree with you. This chain of movies is definitely what kind of sparked that movement for comic book movies. Absolutely. Anybody else got anything to add?
No, I don't.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, unless you guys know any other R-rated movies that was like a comic book that came out prior to Blade. Like, because Deadpool
No.
got this big rep for it and everything,
Yeah.
and like,
Right.
I mean,
Blade got
there
overshadowed.
was plenty that came out. However, to be
Not
successful, you know what I mean? This
Oh.
Blade was a successful movie. It did very well.
Right.
Dude.
Um,
Okay.
It wasn't Spawn R-rated, and that came out.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah. Spawn was R-rated.
absolutely.
My favorite comic book.
All right,
Like
guys.
Mail.
Well, next step, I need everybody to grab their favorite D20.
All right, Mordecai.
All right, you
Roll
gonna roll
for
that? You gonna
initiative.
roll that big one, TJ?
Oh yes.
All right.
That's
Okay.
I wear my glasses to read this dice.
All right, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this d20. This is gonna determine our initiative roll, or our initiative order, I should say. So go ahead and give them a roll, and I'll go around the room and we'll see what you guys got. We'll start with you, Christine.
I got a 6.
A 6 for Christine. Okay. Sean.
I rolled a 5.
5 for Sean. Okay. Mr. Kirkby.
I rolled a massive natural 7.
Ooh. All right.
Somebody get a 6, please. Someone get a 6.
I got a 6.
Oh yeah, she got a 6. Okay, we need a
7.
4 or an 8.
Let's see, TJ. What'd you get?
Got an 11.
Uh-oh. All right. And Todd?
I also got an 11.
Oh.
Roll off.
That means it's a roll off. All right.
It is a roll off.
Roll up, roll up.
So you will roll up.
All right. We'll start with you, Todd. What'd you get?
14.
All right. 14 for Todd. TJ?
Nat 20. Oh!
All
Nice.
right. There it is. Okay. All right. So, gentlemen and ladies, we have our initiative order. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right on into this clip and see what we think about it, okay? I remember watching this scene the first time when he comes out of the pool like that. It looks so cool.
It's like Twilight, but not really.
Oh yeah, no, Blade.
At least
would
it's at
kick
nighttime.
those guys'
I wish
ass.
Blade was in Twilight.
And killed all the vampires in Twilight. That would be cool.
Let's also do a really big shout out to Ron Perlman for the amount of movies he's been in.
Oh, dude, the Hellboy.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Not to mention Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
That's the first thing I always
fantastic
think
job
of
in
when I see
that.
him.
You know, at this point in this game, he hasn't drank blood like whatsoever. And that whole pool of human blood. Now he's all
Blade
jacked
versus-
up on Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, he's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
He's going at
How
like
many guys? How many guys do you reckon Blade is fighting here?
20.
I counted once when the movie came out on like VHS, but I don't remember.
I don't know. That looks like more than 20. Jeez.
I'm guessing around 30 to maybe 40.
They come in
When
waves.
we go to do edits later, there should be a counter going on the video.
Yeah, Aaron, cue the counter. Oh,
Nice.
man.
Well,
Jeez.
and of course he should kick all their asses. They're just humans, right?
And the impressive thing about this scene, and you don't see it in this clip, is that he was like rolling death saves before this scene.
Right.
Rolled himself into this bloodbath and came out of it supercharged.
God.
So he's just looking at it like.
Oh.
New blood.
Oh. Yeah, he
And
just
he's
pops
out.
up.
What was that? What was that wrestling move? Tombstone?
Yeah, I think it is like a
Yeah,
Yeah,
pile driver
yeah.
or tombstone or
Undertaker.
something. Yeah. All right, guys. That's a pretty cool scene. So let's start at the top of the order here. It's gonna be TJ. Anything stand out?
And obviously, there's all kinds of unarmed strikes going on here. I like the way he uses their own weapons against them. It's a mechanic that I've actually used in a couple of my games, where if you hit with an unarmed strike and you have a bonus action, you can take their weapon from them, kind of a thing.
Okay.
All in all, it's a great scene. Really hard to convey in D&D, but it's still fun to watch.
Okay. Awesome. Let's slide over to Todd.
Well, it's definitely martial arts going on, so it's monk, right? So
You're gonna classify Wesley as a monk here?
Well, the amount of martial arts that's going on, yes.
Okay.
Because that's the class that you would use for that. It's complete and utter control. I mean, he's got the strength on these guys, so nobody can touch him really, and he's just destroying people left, right, and center. He moves faster. He's got the dexterity to move faster than them. All those bonuses in fighting is insane. Plus, he's also a half vampire, so you got to give him that.
All right. Let's go on over to Russell.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, as far as his character is concerned, I would, if this was a like Vampire the Masquerade, which I run a lot, he obviously has very high stats and strength, dexterity, brawl, melee, acrobatics, athletics, all of those types of things. And if it was Masquerade, he'd also be spending blood points as well to enhance his abilities. So there's all of that. The other thing that he does is, to some degree, and perhaps we'll see more of it in some of the other clips, but he uses the environment somewhat as well. To his effect. I really agreed with what you said about earlier about TJ, what you said about the using weapons and what have you, and those kind of grapples that he does. There's a lot of grappling in there. If it was a D&D scenario, there'd be sort of strength checks and what have you, which of course he's going to win because he's Blade and he's fucking a superhero. Awesome. So yeah, I guess that's my very fast breakdown on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like the tasers too.
I do believe the tasers are a good touch in this, especially when he starts just kicking everybody's ass with it. This is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's a scene where he kicks the dude and he goes flying, and clearly he's a lot stronger than anybody could have expected, And putting the guy through the glass as well was pretty massive.
Right on,
man.
Yeah. Next up, we're gonna go to Christine.
Yeah, I agree with Todd that he's a monk, but I'm also going to multi-class him in barbarian.
Okay.
Just because that's what I think the vibe is.
Okay.
Because he's definitely doing a lot of lifting, and he's definitely got the anger going.
All right, I like that assessment. I think that could work. What do you think, Russell?
As a barbarian, he's kind of got that cold rage. He's raging if he's a barbarian, but it's a kind of cold rage. And he's definitely, as you say, if it's D&D, it's a monk character with the martial arts for sure. He's blowing a lot of key points though.
I would like to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so cold rage, he's not screaming and he's freaking out. He's just very calm in the face, ish.
Yeah. Next up, it goes to you, Sean. What did you think about that?
Yeah, dude. So monk, samurai, maybe, because he's very monk is so solid with it because he meditates. He's very in tune with himself. But I mean, there could also be an argument where he could be a monk artificer kind of half vampire, because this dude has gadgets out the wazoo. All right, yeah, he has his that old timey buddy.
He's
with him. Yeah,
he's the artificer.
Helps him with the gadgets. But Blade does know how they work and all that jazz. Like this scene in particular, that dude, I forget that actor's name. What's his name? Yes, he has a device at the back of his head, right? That this new guy who showed up put an explosive. He made the explosive device, and it doesn't work. But then Blade has a backup detonator because he's like, nah. And then because that was after he revealed, hey, I've been with these guys the whole time, man, just to keep tabs on you. And Blade's like, I knew the whole time. And he blew him up. And yeah.
Awesome,
I'm bummed out. It cut out before that massive fight, the fight between him and Blade. But I mean, it's kind of short. Anyways, my favorite move that he did, other than the tombstone, was when he took the taser and he shoved it through the guy's face.
Yeah,
That was
brutal.
the best part too, I think.
So, Russell, real quick, I got a question. If it was
Oh.
Masquerade,
Yeah.
Bruja or Gangrel?
Ooh, well, he's not using wolf claws, and he's not doing any shape changing. He's not like
His
using
teeth
mist-
are out.
Yeah, but any vampire can
No, I
take
know,
their teeth
I know,
out,
I
you know. So I would go Bruja, to be honest. I think that would be the way to go.
Yeah.
And then again, you get that cold rage too.
Right,
So there's
especially that kick. You know, that
Right.
definitely makes me think Bruja when I saw that kick.
He's got like potence level 5 or something.
Yeah,
He's-
yeah.
yeah.
To bring it back to D&D a little bit, we keep talking about how he's half vampire and this sort of thing. They actually have that. Was it the
Damn
Dampier
fear.
lineage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something to consider.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I haven't personally examined the Dampier too much because I'm like, yeah, I play Masquerade. I don't need this.
Awesome, guys. All right. Well, I think you guys did a really good job of rounding that out. Viewers at home, if you guys like these videos, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Head over to Facebook, drop us a like over there, check out some of our other content. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly with some more clips.
Hello, adventurers. Have you come to get your hands on our giveaway? If so, follow the link in the video description to the Dungeon Studios Discord server. Once there, you have completed the first leg of your journey. Swiftly make your way past the trolls to the Treasure Vault chat and type in Tabletop Cinema for your chance to win one of 8 Icon of the Realms Boneyard Collection minifigure sets. And that's it. You have completed your quest. Congratulations. So make sure to bring your radiance against these creatures of the undead. And now, back to the show.
Hello, and welcome back to Tabletop Cinema. Of course, I'm joined by our 5 glorious guests this evening. Hey, everybody. All right.
Hello.
So our next scene that we're going to be viewing is going to be from the show Game of Thrones. It is the Hound versus the Mountain fight scene. So is everybody here a Game of Thrones watcher?
Yes.
Yay!
Okay, Sean, I see you shaking your head. No, you haven't seen much of it, or?
Okay, so I never sat and watched Game of Thrones. Okay, I've seen clips on Facebook, right? And I saw a clip where this character named the Mountain, who is the building, what is it? Bodybuilder champion of the fucking world. This dude's like 6'9", wide. Like, this dude's huge. And he's in this movie, and he crushes this guy's head, right? And then time goes on, I see more clips, and then there's this guy who's just talking so much shit to all these people, and it's hilarious. Side of his face burnt, and he's called the Hound. And then I come to find out, watching this clip that I've seen a while ago, that they're brothers.
All
I love
right.
this clip.
Cool.
I don't know anything about Game of Thrones
Alright.
other than that. So, yeah.
Christine, have you seen it?
I've seen a couple of seasons of Game of Thrones.
Okay. What did you think? You like the show?
I really like the show, honestly.
You didn't like it?
No, I liked it. That's what I'm
you
saying.
did like it. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. TJ.
Like most people, I loved Game of Thrones until like the last season and a half, and then they just kind of butchered it. Which, to be fair, they didn't have the written material to go based off of, because George R.R. Martin
Yeah.
still has not finished the series all these years later. So they kind of had to go with what they had, and they did the best they could, I think. But it was just, for a lot of us longtime fans, it was a huge letdown. But this scene
I've been
in
told that.
particular is amazing.
Gotcha. Okay, Russell, what's your experience with it?
Well, I have a checkered story with Game of Thrones. I watched the first 3 seasons about 2 or 3 times, and I've seen most of it through to about the midway through the 4th season. My big issue is that it's HBO, and they have this really poor imbalance between male and female nudity in that show. There's so much tits and ass, and then
Yep.
every now and then there's like a full frontal of a man for 2 seconds, and it's like, really, that's okay. And that's not that I particularly want to see anybody naked, to be honest, of any gender, but I think if you're going to show one, you need to show both. We live in a world where equality is supposed to be a thing, and let's have some fucking equality, motherfuckers. Just stop catering to the perverts and cater to everybody. You either have everyone naked or nobody naked. You can't have one or the other. That's my main
full frontal. If you want some full frontal, stick around after the show. I'll do a little show for you or something.
Thank you, TJ. You just made me a fan. I'm subscribing to all your, social now.
All your OnlyFans and all that, TJ.
That's right. That's right.
That's at Thickland at onlyfans.com.
I will say that as far as Game of Thrones is concerned, I love the aesthetics, I love the story, I love the characters, I love the cinematography, and all of that stuff is amazing, and it's really inspiring work. I just think that one aspect of it is really kind of shit. And they do kill off characters kind of a bit randomly as well sometimes, and so that's a little bit of a bugbear in a way. I mean, I think there could be more structure to that, but whatever. It's a great series overall.
Awesome. Todd, what's your opinion, bud?
Well, I've said this before. We've watched other clips from Game of Thrones. I've read the books that are available. I've watched the whole thing. The last 2 seasons suck because we know they lost half of their people to go do Obi-Wan. And other shows. So the other thing is you have to remember what HBO stands for: Home Booby Office.
Right.
So ever since the 70s, when they started coming out with that concept of it, it's been that way ever since. So it's just been all boob all the time, and it is what it is, man. But the show, on the other hand, fantastic story. I love Game of Thrones. It's George R.R. Martin's love letter to all of his favorite characters who were killed off when he played D&D. So we all get to deal with that. But yeah, no, good stuff.
All right, everybody. Well, it's that time. Pull out your favorite D20. Let's get an initiative going here.
Mordecai, the Death Die.
All right, everybody, give those dice a good roll, and I'll go around the room, and we'll see what everybody gets. Let's start with Todd. What'd you get?
I got a 20. I don't know if you can see that elder sign.
All right, Todd with a 20. TJ.
13.
13 for TJ. All right, Christine.
I got a 6.
All right,
Again?
Sean.
Can I
got 7.
Can I add the alert key?
7 for Sean. And last but not least, Mr. Kirkby.
I got a 13.
13. That's a roll off with TJ there.
All right, TJ, you motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck you up.
DJ out there just tying everybody.
Oh. All right. Let's see. TJ, what'd you get? A 1.
Oh!
What'd you get, Russ?
I got a 4.
4.
Nice!
Dude.
Pulled it out at the very end.
TJ, surely you have an initiative modifier.
This beard gives me a +3, so we're tied again.
Right. Damn it.
Roll off for 2.
All right, guys. So, without further ado, let's dive right into this clip. Here we go. Look at that armor, man. Just
Jeez.
He is a beast of a man.
yeah. Oh.
Didn't even touch him. Didn't even
Prager's
touch
just
him.
straight up a killer, man.
Hello, big brother.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. See, there's something wrong with him, though. I don't
He's
know what it is.
undead.
He's undead, yeah. He got killed, and the skinny guy in the background there brought him back to life somehow. They don't really get into how.
That's so important. Why?
I command you. Obey your queen, Sir Gregor.
Kill him.
Jeez.
Oh!
That there,
That's
That
some
is
blade shit.
really, really important because he, throughout the series, since he became undead, he's very by the book. He does what he's told, almost like being brainwashed. So the fact that he killed this guy shows that level of hatred between these brothers.
He's a bit like a
man,
flesh
down to the
troll,
soul.
actually. He reminds me of a
Yeah,
flesh
in the
troll.
meantime, the dragon's in the back just destroying everything.
Roasted shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not even drawing the
See?
sword.
The high ground again.
Yeah.
I'm just expecting the big guy to like give a straight up punch.
Oh, there goes the helmet.
Oh, what a pretty face.
Yeah,
So pretty.
that's you.
Yeah.
That's what you've always been.
Charisma was neither of these guys' main stats.
No. No.
It was probably their dumb stat.
Yeah.
This was such a hyped scene when it came out too. They've been,
I
building,
bet.
they've been building to this fight for seasons.
Right.
He ran
Yeah,
right
just straight through him. And he's like, yep.
Damn.
You ain't shit.
Hound just got turned into a bitch.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That's gnarly.
Armor's off. Oh. Oh, man.
And he just keeps going.
I like that look the Hound gets of, oh, good God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he laughing?
Yeah.
Which season is this from?
8.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
This is like the last couple's episodes.
Yeah, this is like the second or third from the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man.
Well, the Hound laughed because he knew that if the mountain hadn't been in the condition he was in, he would have lost.
Oh fuck, man.
There it is. There it is.
For the eyes, boo.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
There we go. He's dead. No?
Oh, no.
But wait, there's more.
He's like, okay, that hurt. I felt that one.
Oh man, he looks fucking savage right there. Wow. Look at that face.
Oh man. Boom.
Through it. We're going out
Ah,
through it.
there they go. That's right.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's wholesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear.
Far.
It was
Go to
kinda
hell together.
heart-wrenching.
Oh.
It was heart-wrenching to a point because by the time you get to this scene, you've kind of got this love-hate thing for the Hound. You've come to appreciate him to some degree.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, because his personal code is just so instilled in him, right?
What is
and
his
he just
personal-
follows it. That other people don't matter.
Oh.
He'll
Alright.
like you and he'll help you, but you don't matter because he's still alive and he's still suffering with all of his psychological crap that he had to put up with. So he don't care. He'll do
Gotcha.
whatever it costs for whatever he can do for money.
All right, let's go to the top of the order here. Todd, any mechanics stand out to you?
Well, it's definitely just a lot of uphill fighting. on the part of the Hound, and he's fighting, a monstrosity. I mean, the Mountain at this point's an abomination because he's been brought back to the dead and controlled by magic. So it's like fighting a flesh golem, right? You just have to do enough damage to make him stop moving, and the Hound did his best, but it's like we were saying. It's like he laughed when he got thrown down the stairs because he knew that if the Mountain hadn't been in the condition he was in, the Hound would have won because the Hound has better skill than the Mountain did. He just had strength for the most part. Okay. So it was just straight up. I think those were straight up strength checks on the Mountain's part because he didn't feel pain. He wasn't taking damage, that did anything. So it was just him muscling through everything.
Okay, that's a good assessment. Good assessment. Russell, anything stand out to you?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you've said there. I think, one of the differences between like this and the last clip is this is from a TV show, not a movie, and so a lot of it is filmed a lot more in tighter shots. The montage is much tighter, right. And so you don't see a lot of what's going on. Most of it's implied. Then we get the trope where he sticks the sword straight through the plate armor. That's not something that happens, in real life. It's the Hound, so maybe it does, but I don't know. I mean, that in itself should be a mechanic. In order to stick a sword through somebody's chest plate, that's some kind of check. Either that or you've got a Vorpal sword or something. I don't know. Other things there, I thought, definitely he's fighting uphill. He's probably at disadvantage the whole way. There's a lot of grappling and probably at disadvantage against this guy, and especially on the steps. And I agree with the whole concept that this guy is some sort of flesh golem or undead construct. As you say, he doesn't feel pain. He doesn't, really. It's just a matter of withering down his hit points, basically. Till he gets to a point where you get some sort of critical strike on him. And that's obviously where he sticks him through the brain near the end of that sequence. But he sure beats the crap out of him. The other thing is that you've got endless bits of shit falling around you the whole time in this fight scene. There's
difficult terrain.
It's difficult terrain, and it's uphill, and it's I imagine that visibility is low. You're probably taking minor abrasions from all of that shit falling around you too. I mean, any one of those stones could break your ankle. They could, it could do all sorts of things to you. So that's a bit of an obstacle all by itself. And we've got a multitude of weapons being used. We have a dagger at one point. He's fists at other points. What appears to be a longsword or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated scene. And how do you deal with like him trying to tear his eyes out and things like that? These seems like called shots, perhaps. Are they? What do you guys think? Are these called shots where he's specific target locations?
Well, no, it's a grapple, so it would be a strength check versus a con check to see whether or not he could, survive or deal with the pain.
Right. Yeah. Well, and all of that shit basically. There's a lot going on in there. That's my overall summation. Really, I can't add a lot more to that.
Awesome, man. No, you did pretty good. I appreciate the detail there. Let's go next up. TJ, anything stand out to you?
Russell actually brought up something that I thought about halfway through watching the clip, and that's the Mountain. I don't see him being an undead. I always kind of, at this scene, D&D related, saw him as more like a flesh golem. This creature that's been brought back through magic. He's up to this point in the series been controlled by magic, and even a dagger through the eye, through the brain isn't doing anything to him. That screams flesh golem to me.
I would agree with that.
A lot of the mechanics that Russell brought up is on point, like the uphill fighting, having him at disadvantage, the crap falling the entire time. There's got to be some dexterity checks in here to make sure you're not tripping over rubble on the floor. But then towards the end, they're both beaten, they're both on that brink, and the Hound, says, "Screw it, I want to make a strength check. I'm down to my last 5 HP. I want to take this guy out. Can I make a strength check to push us both through the wall and use my weight as the momentum to do it?" And that's how that wraps up. Like, I think it was a phenomenal scene.
Absolutely.
I think the one other thing I guess I noted was, like, the very beginning of this clip, the mountain picks that guy up and throws him down the stairs, and this is the DM saying to you, "Are you sure you want to attack this guy?"
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's go, Sean. You're next.
Okay, so you guys are saying Flesh Golem. I'm just gonna straight out say Death Knight. This guy's a Death Knight, fighting a fighter ranger kind of guy. Because I mean, like, he's a survivalist. You know, I've seen like little bits here and there, like, you know, but he's a hardcore fighter. And yeah, I mean, class-wise, that's really all I got. You guys got most of it covered, man. Because, like, see, when he stabbed, or when he was, when the mountain was pressing his eyes, right, about to just crush his skull, his signature thing, whatchamacallit, the Hound, he felt his head, found where it was, and then just went for a final little hey. You know what I mean?
So that's blinded condition with disadvantage.
Right.
Right. So he had disadvantage with the whole,
And still got an eye shot, yeah.
And I feel like he pulled it off. He succeeded, and the player's like, you know what? Excuse me. Screw this. I'm gonna spear him. After asking the DM, like, what the surrounding is, like, oh, the wall's kind of crumbling behind him. It's on the outside. You got the broken pillars behind you. And the player's like, fuck it. Do or die. I'm gonna spear him. And then, bam. End scene.
Do you think the mountain had, like, one attack versus the Hound's 2 attacks per round or something like that in order to
Yes,
kind of
absolutely. Because he kept going. He like, you know what I mean, like action surge.
Right.
You know, to get those extra attacks, as well as
right.
There's one where you roll a D10 and you get certain amount of health back with the fighter class.
Second wind.
Second wind.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, like, right around that area for sure. In my point of view.
Awesome.
Makes sense to me.
Okay. Christine, what do you got?
Yeah, I think a lot of the rolls would have been at disadvantage.
For
it's
the
like
Hound?
because, like, a lot is going on, and, like, the environment is unstable. Like, it's difficult terrain. A lot of, like, half movement on it, you know.
I agree with that, absolutely. I think they're both their movement would be impeded. The mountain, I think his is a little bit more. You can kind of see that he moves a little bit slower in the scene, you know. So definitely, I think the debris and stuff that's falling around is affecting him a little bit on his movement, for sure. As where the Hound, he's a little bit more dexterous, yeah.
And then if I was DMing this, I would have given inspiration for the player for the really cool death.
Oh yeah, the honorable cool death, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to end a character, really, is to choose a good death.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To go out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to slip on a tightrope and fall to your death. That's not
Right.
very...
No.
Well,
That's how you get a nat 1.
Yeah.
right.
Well, it's, yeah.
Awesome, everybody. I think we did a good job rounding that one out. Viewers at home, if you guys like these clips, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Also, we got a giveaway going on right now, so make sure you check out the description to get your way of getting into the giveaway. So if you like these videos, hit like, head over and check out our Facebook as well. We'll be right back with more clips. Welcome back to Tabletop Cinema. I'm your host, Josh McGinnis. Of course, I'm joined by our glorious panel of guests. Welcome back, everybody. All right.
Hello!
So our last clip of the evening is going to be from the movie Maleficent. Has everybody here seen that movie?
She's so hot. She's so hot. Oh, she's so hot in this movie.
All right. All right.
I might have prepared when I saw it, so I can't say for sure.
I absolutely love Disney.
Okay. Okay. This was a really well done movie. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, well done.
All right. Well, I guess let's pull out our D20 and let's roll some initiative here.
As always.
All right, Christine, let's go with you first.
I got a 17.
17.
I got a 17.
No!
Oh!
God!
We've been buddies until this point here. Now we got to roll up.
Yes!
Russell,
I'm
what'd you
devastated.
get?
I got a 15.
15 for Russell. TJ.
I got a whopping 9.
9
Wow.
for TJ. And Todd.
Top to bottom, baby. I got a 1.
Oh, no.
That's the way my luck goes, man. I get a 20, I get a 1.
It's bound to happen. All right, so I'm going to need a roll-off between Christine and Sean.
Wada!
Come
Oh!
on, let's
I'm
go.
really devastated.
Ladies first, what'd you get, Christine?
18.
Dude, I just got an 18. Are you for real? It's right there, dude.
Is it a double roll-off? Is that what's happening here?
Yes. It's
For the
a
first
double.
time ever in
All
tabletop
right.
cinema history, we're having a double roll-off.
Double roll-off. Okay, let's get it. All right, let's go to Sean. What'd you get?
I think that's a 9. Yeah, I got a 9.
Okay, Christine.
I got an 11.
All right, so Christine takes the cake there.
Eked it out.
All right. So we got our initiative order there, everybody. So without further ado, let's dive right into this last clip. Here we go. Powerful right off the start.
I'm wondering if she's a sorcerer.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah,
is with a
she's
fake
born that way.
background.
Yeah. Or at least patron. Like
Yeah.
archfey patron.
Oh, the little Tinkerbells there. Those are cool.
I'm menacing.
She kind of is the Archfey patron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So menacing presence.
Right.
Probably from like the Unseelie court.
Yeah.
Lots of thaumaturgy and other effects going on.
I'm wondering if the curse is like the pact.
We have a familiar.
It's intimidation, though, like the whole thing.
Yes.
A lot of charisma-based checks.
Intimidation. Performance.
Oh, she's so hot. So hot.
It's the cheekbone.
Is it really performance when it's Angelina Jolie? I mean, that's just Angelina Jolie.
I know.
Right.
I know.
She just got a passive performance.
Yeah.
Can you make an Angelina Jolie check, please? It's a stat.
Oh, the guy who plays Stefan, by the way, I forget his name, but he's one of my. It's stupid to say, but he's one of my favorite actors in movies. He has such amazing range. There's a movie called Hardcore Henry that I think we should do, Josh. We'll talk about that later. Where,
Absolutely.
oh, dude, oh, he just, it's so amazing.
Oh yeah, he's already submitting to her intimidation.
Yep.
Was that telekinesis or gust of wind?
Gust of wind.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Later on in this movie.
Oh.
Oh, that's some green eldritch shit. That spells
Yes.
warlock to me.
Oh yeah. What does she want the baby for?
It's usually sacrifices or souls or something.
So,
No,
if
he's just doing
if I
this.
remember right, she's trying to get back at the king because
Yeah.
when her and the king were younger, they were like friends and had a relationship, and then he tricked her to get her wings cut off, and it's a whole.
No. He like laid with her one night, and then he cut her wings off himself while she was asleep,
Right.
and took the wings to the king at the time and was like, "Here." And the king said, "You can be king. You kill her."
Whoa.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
progressively throughout this movie, he gets way more paranoid and eventually becomes the villain.
Yeah, he goes mad.
Yeah, like with power.
Oh, so you're fucking around now.
He also like completely like disrespected her agency.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
you know,
for
like
sure.
they didn't invite her and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He's so hot.
Well, she's on fire, man.
Keep
Look at
saying
her.
that, Sean.
They're all just aw.
You're gonna bow down to this, bitch. What's wrong with you? I mean, if I was a king, I wouldn't mind dying valiantly right then and there. Like, die!
But only by true love's
True love's kiss. Haha.
I'm sure he's so submissive with this, though, because he does feel such guilt.
on earth can change it.
So everybody's been cursed, correct?
No, just her.
Oh, just her.
And now she waits. So, real quick, little tidbit of later on in the movie. When the baby grows up a little bit, Maleficent pops in and checks in on the baby while the three little fairies are taking care of her. And they use different babies, right? But they were so afraid of Angelina Jolie, her as Maleficent, because she was, you know, the horns and everything.
Yeah.
So they couldn't get a single child to do it without them crying and freaking out. So
Except
Angelina
one.
Jolie
All the
got,
babies.
yep, got her. Yeah, she scared all the babies, but they used her own daughter to
Yeah.
in that
Right.
scene, and she's all grabbing the horns and everything. It was cute.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
cool.
so cute.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go
You stole my
to...
fact, Sean. I hate you.
Let's go to the top of the order. Christine. Anything stand out to you?
I feel like the intimidation was definitely like a nat 20 at least.
Oh.
She definitely reflavored the Eldritch Blast to like be green just to fit with like the whole vibe she had going on because you know green and whatnot. Definitely our Trey patron. He definitely failed like a insight, I think.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. Let's go to Sean. What'd you think, bud?
All right, I think she's a sorcerer druid mix because like her background, she's like this natural thing. Later you find out she's a descendant from an actual fucking phoenix that existed, and she's like the last of her line. So it's like the mixture of a druid and a sorcerer, you know, because of her bloodline and so attuned with nature. And she's got the familiar. And I mean, as the scene's going, the little fairies, I mean, they even kind of try to stand up to her, you know, and they're just I don't know what they would be. I don't know what they would be at all, other than just straight up fairies. But I mean, they can't cast a wish, you know. I don't know if fairies can do that. By the way, I'm just real bad when it comes to like the magic users. I don't really know a damn thing. I just like to hit stuff and get up in there. But yeah, when the king, right, it's like, please don't do this, I beg you. Instead of him just taking his fucking sword out and slaying this bitch that is threatening his baby, he feels too guilty and does feel shame for the actions he did as a child. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. Let's go to Russell.
Ooh, well, this is a hard scene to analyze. I thought we were doing combat scenes, goddammit. And technically, I suppose this is a kind of combat. It's definitely a magical standoff, although she's pretty much doing everything and nobody else is doing anything. So I guess what Christine said about this basically being intimidation is definitely pretty clear, I feel. I'm thinking she's a warlock. I like the idea of her being an archfey, patron, having an archfey patron, although she's kind of almost at the level where she is a patron herself. In fact, I almost get the impression this is a scene in which the player characters are standing amongst the crowd, and they're watching the scene playing out, and the DM is reading the description to them. Because these powers and things largely defy the mechanics of certainly Dungeons and Dragons as a straight out system, at least. So it's kind of difficult to analyze from my point of view. And again, I don't do a lot of high level play at this point. So we're talking about very high level spells and character levels. I see the three fairies probably are pixies. I think that's a thing now in D&D. I think she casts Gust of Wind to throw them into the box, although the box lid does close automatically, so either they bounced off it. I mean, it's almost a bit too lucky, and that's why I suggest perhaps it was telekinesis of some description. It's a little bit too coincidental that the box lid closes. I watched Neverending Story the other day, and I noticed there's a very similar scene there with the boys hiding in the trash can, and they pop out of the box, and the trash can, there's the same kind of trope being used there. I think this is largely a charisma check, this whole scene. I mean, she passes it straight up at the front, and the rest of the scene plays out based on that one natural 20 that you suggested there, Christine. The rest of it is thaumaturgy and throwing around special effects largely. She doesn't really hurt anyone, so there's not a lot of hit points getting knocked off. Armor classes are not really a part of this. Everybody's kind of at disadvantage on their trying to resist her charisma charms. Yeah, I guess that's obviously there's a familiar in there as well, but that all just plays into her overall presence. Yeah, I can't add a lot more to that.
No, that was well done. Well done. Thanks, Russ.
Yeah.
Let's shoot on down to TJ. You got anything to add?
I'm pretty much on board with what Russell said. I never really considered it before, but I like the idea of this being like a DM explaining the scene, telling the story, setting up the adventure, and the adventurers are just in the crowd somewhere. I think that's an amazing take on it, and I'm never going to look at this scene the same way again. As far as Maleficent herself goes, I think, especially knowing the backstory that they give her in this movie and the sequel, I think she is an Archfey patron. She is that character, that destined fairy-related character. But yeah, this whole scene is nothing but just charisma after charisma after charisma check. If they were even doing checks, I mean, if the DM's just telling the story and setting it up, then I don't think there would be any checks at that point. But it's an amazing setup for an adventure.
I agree, man. I agree. Todd, last but not least, what do you got?
Well, she is one of my favorite Disney villains. But with, all that in mind, with everything that everybody said, I like to think of her, she has a Fae heritage, but her ultimate heritage is the Phoenix. So I see her as a warlock with a mythical creature patron. And the Phoenix gives her the flames that she imbues with her spells. Plus, it's Disney, so color means something. So her flames are green because she's envious of the king and the child and everything. Because it's the child she should have had with the king, not some human queen. So, I think that's what lends the gravitas to the curse. But yeah, it's 100% show and performance. Everybody is failing their wisdom saves left, right, and center. But yeah, there's like was stated, it is definitely here's the big bad guy you got to go after, and good luck with that, because we're going to give you the most dramatic, and intense encounter that you can see, because she shows up and then disappears. It's like nobody really had a time to react to anything. The king couldn't have run her through because of his guilt. So I think that's just the whole scene. Everybody hit it.
There is, interestingly enough, in Vampire the Masquerade, there's a power called, like in the presence discipline, there's a power called Majesty, which pretty much is what she's doing here. She walks in.
Right.
Nobody can move, nobody can dare attack her, nobody can come within 10 feet of her, basically. That's just Majesty. She walks in and woof, smashes everybody over the head with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Far out.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Viewers at home, if you guys like these videos and think that we should be doing more, feel free to put that stuff in the comments. Let us know what you think. Also, if you think there's some lore that we should have touched on or shouldn't have touched on, add that stuff in there as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you like these videos. And that's going to be it for us tonight. So until next time, this is Tabletop Cinema.